Hello, church. We just wanted to give an update on a few things. It's been a while since we've talked to you about some of the necessary items and agenda things that are happening here at Holy Trinity, scheduling and things like that. Obviously, a lot of it is still in flux. As you well know, sitting at home or wherever you are watching and tuning into this. First, wanted to talk about worship. We know that Governor Stitt is talking about and thinking about relinquishing some of the rules and allowances as far as worship goes. We are still in conversation amongst ourselves trying to figure out what will be the best thing. We don't know what it will mean if the governor says that we can have worship once again, what parameters will be in place, what things we can do to still keep people at a safe distance from one another, and how best to do this. So we're working through options. Be assured that we will get you here in the pews and in the chairs here in the Luther Commons as soon as we can get worship happening. We are thinking about it, and we are still assessing all options that could be available to us. Secondly, along with worship, we've emphasized a bit over the past 4 or 5 weeks online giving, and this has been great. So people have been able to worship with us in their homes, and they've also, as part of that worship, been able to give online, whether setting up an account for online giving or through text to give. It worked very well this weekend as well for the LWML Mite Box missions. We had several who gave toward that end as well. Now we're looking at online giving once again. We're encouraging you to continue that. If you haven't done it yet, you can still set up your online giving account and make that happen. But one thing that we were chatting about on staff was recognizing that several people all of us should be getting a stimulus check of some sort, but not all of us have been impacted terribly by finances. So AJ, what can we do for that?
Yeah, so one thing that we thought about was that there is sort of an influx of cash coming into several households that you maybe don't necessarily need it. You're looking to put that money somewhere. And we are anticipating and actually going to begin seeking out people who do need that help, who do need that extra cash. And so we're looking to use our Agape Fund for that. We're going to pursue and ramp up our efforts to help people who have been impacted by the virus, to help them pay their bills, whether it's their utility bills, mortgage and rent. And I know that there's some question about whether those things are going to be collected moving forward for as long as this lasts. But people with need, beyond the grocery ministry that's been a great success that the vicar has done, we would love to be able to bless people financially, and so the Agape Fund is our easiest way to do that.
Yeah, so you can give your whole stimulus check if you want, or just a portion of it. If you feel that, I don't need this whole thing, or even if it's not from your stimulus check, whatever the case may be, you can give toward the Agape Fund. You can text to give. We'll have that information here at the bottom for you. You can text to give that information, and we'll make that happen.
That's right.
And it's a great way to help others, because the thing is, even though some of these people that will be helping, they'll also be receiving stimulus checks. Let's be honest, it's not going to cover all of the utilities and the grocery bills and the other needs that are going to be had.
That's exactly right.
And once this ends, once this shelter in place ends, those bills will be due at some point in time, and it's going to be hard to make up that revenue flow for them. So how can we help them now? Well, this is one way that we can here at Holy Trinity.
Well, and I just want to be clear, with that Agape Fund, for the most part, 99% of the time, we don't just hand people cash so that they can go and spend it on just whatever they want. We will call the gas company or the electric company. We will call whoever is collecting rent, and we'll pay them directly. So it is not as though we're just going to be giving cash to people for them to use it however they want. It is sort of a controlled give to make sure that money is going where it's intended to go.
Yeah. So we've got the right people in place. Our benevolence committee, they make sure that it's going to where it needs to go, and not just spending frivolously.
Correct.
So that's one thing that you can take away from this video. Our third thing that we have here is an upcoming event that's happening is Call Day, and as you may well know, we've been anticipating for some time a pastor for our Love Your Neighbor ministries. And so we're anticipating a hopeful fill for that through one means, through the alternate route program from the seminary. We'll see how things play out, and so we can praise God for that. We have extended a call through the seminary for our Love One Another ministries as well. And so we will see who the seminary gives to us, and we hope that you can tune into that. That'll be at csl.edu. We'll have more information that we're posting and publishing for that, but csl.edu, and I believe it's /call day. But again, we'll have more information on that as we get closer. But that's just next week, Tuesday, April 28th at 7 p.m. We're pretty excited.
Yes, we are.
Getting some more people around here to help do the ministry. Yeah, share the load. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, and hey, between now and Tuesday, pray for all these guys. There's going to be so many guys that are going out on vicarage and learning where they're headed for that, and guys that are going to go on their first pastoral call. And so we've gotten to be in communication with some of the people that we know there, and this is a very odd time for this class specifically. And so it's been heavy on their hearts that they're not going to experience everything that call day usually means. I'm sure you fondly remember your call day.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great experience, both the vicarage placement service, and where I found out I was coming here the first time, and then call day when I found out I was coming here again. Both of those experiences, those were wonderful and meaningful services, and they were packed places where the seminary chapel is just packed. But now it's going to be literally President Meyer and Dr. Glenn Nielsen basically reading names to an empty room. And so it's a little bit sad for those guys. But the awesome thing is they've got congregations that are waiting for them and are eager to welcome them, including ours, where we can't wait to get them here and to see what God is going to do through them. And it is a strange time. You're right, AJ, that to be beginning your ministry in a pandemic, I don't know what I would have done had this been my first year in ministry at all. That would have been bizarre. Yeah. But thankfully, the Lord of the church is still the Lord of the church and the Lord of the universe, and he's going to hold them and he's going to lead them and us through this entire experience. So praise God for that. Pray for our seminary students. And our last item that we need to talk about, upcoming event, is the Voters Assembly, which previously was scheduled for May 3rd. What's the plan, AJ?
Yeah, so because Governor Stitt extended the safer at home edict for people that are elderly or maybe at risk, we don't think it's appropriate to go forward May 3rd, even if large gatherings were allowed at that point, because that safer at home edict lasts through May 6th. So we are going to go ahead and reschedule it tentatively for May 17th, which is just 2 weeks later, and we'll see where we're at that time. If May 17th still isn't available, then we'll look at the first weekend in June. And if that's still not available, the leadership board is working on other contingencies to figure out how we might be able to execute the business of the church as it's needed here at Holy Trinity.
All right, so the immediate item there is that the May 3rd voters meeting has been postponed to May 17th once again. If anything shifts from that, we'll tell you once again.
That's right.
Whenever that happens. But that also means that if you would like to become a voter, just contact the church office. We'll get you the information for you to basically apply to be a voter. So we've got 2 extra weeks for you to do that now. So you can have that opportunity.
That's right.
With that, anything else we need to chat about?
No, you did great.
All right. Hey, so did you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, this has been Pastor Meyer and AJ. We haven't gotten to do a pastor and vicar in the morning, and I was thinking about that the other day. I need to do that with the vicar sometime, a pastor and vicar in the morning. There's not much to report on, but we just need to do it, just to have one. So this has been Pastor and AJ in the morning. Blessings on your day, and we look forward to seeing you next time.